Moving fast to shield aluminum from the storm. Recycling plants are shutting down, trying to transform. French market stabilizing as political votes loom, while Gebbia joins Trump's team, designing government's new room. From Airbnb to public service, peers are skeptical. And Silicon Valley methods make bureaucracy more critical. From the trading floors to factory doors, every headline tells us more about the way the money flows. Nobody really knows where it goes. Keeps spinning round in this global money game we've found. We're all just getting by in this complicated world we try.
Good morning and welcome to today's Economic Roundup. We're seeing some pretty dramatic moves in global markets and trade policy that are worth breaking down. Let's start with the biggest story making waves today. President Trump has just slapped a massive 50% tariff on Indian goods. This isn't just a random trade move. It's specifically targeting India for continuing to purchase Russian oil despite ongoing sanctions. The relationship between Trump and Prime Minister Modi, which was once quite strong, is clearly souring over this issue. India now faces some of the highest tariff rates in the world from the US, which could seriously impact their export economy and bilateral trade relationships that took decades to build. Moving across the Atlantic, we're seeing some concerning developments in UK financial markets. British government borrowing costs have hit their highest levels since 1998. That's over 25 years of record highs. The gilt market is getting absolutely hammered as global bond yields rise, and there are growing concerns about stagflation, that toxic combination of stagnant growth and rising inflation that plagued economies in the 1970s. This is putting significant pressure on the UK economy at a time when it can least afford it. On a more positive note, there's an interesting story developing around artificial intelligence investment. The massive spending spree by tech companies on AI infrastructure and data centers is actually starting to show up in broader economic growth figures. We're talking about trillions of dollars being poured into this sector, and it's having real, measurable effects on the overall economy. Speaking of AI and tech, all eyes are on Nvidia's upcoming earnings report, which could provide crucial insights into whether this AI boom has staying power or if we're seeing the peak of the hype cycle. European markets seem to be finding some stability after recent losses, with traders cautiously optimistic ahead of these key earnings. In commodity markets, we're seeing aluminum and copper prices slip as the US dollar strengthens against other major currencies. This is part of a broader trend where dollar strength is putting pressure on commodities priced in the American currency. The European Union is scrambling to protect its aluminum industry from Trump's tariff policies, with recycling plants in the bloc actually shutting down capacity, because U.S. producers can now pay more for European scrap metal, a perfect example of how trade policies create unexpected ripple effects. France is providing a bit of relief in European markets today, with French assets stabilizing after recent sell-offs. However, there's still significant political uncertainty looming, with an important vote next month that could potentially collapse the current government. Finally, here's an interesting appointment that's raising eyebrows in the design world. Gebbia, co-founder of Airbnb, has been named as Trump's chief design officer. His mission is to make government services more satisfying for citizens, bringing Silicon Valley design thinking to federal bureaucracy. While it sounds innovative, many in the design industry are skeptical about whether private sector approaches can really transform public service delivery. It's a fascinating experiment in applying tech industry methodologies to government operations, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.